guys, this is my bathroom and in here is where I clean my brushes. Today I'm going to show you guys what I use to get them nice and squeaky clean without damaging them. 3 products I use all the time. I use the Dettol soft on skin or whatever. It's just a antibacterial hand wash. I like the ones with a little bit of a smell in there just because it smells nice. For this little detergent and puff sponge cleaner, I use that to clean my beauty blenders and it works amazing. I'll show you guys how. And then this silver bottle here is the Light Dermacolor Cleansing Oil. Now it's by Kryolan, or however you pronounce it. And this is what I use to clean really stubborn products such as creams and like paints and things like that from my makeup brushes. And for a cleansing tool, I use this glove. The glove has silicone all over the top, so you can get a really good clean with your brushes. And I actually found this at Kmart for like $5. It was in the pet section. It's got like a paw on it. I don't know. I don't know if it's like an animal cleaner or what, but it was $5, and I thought I might as well use this and lay it down in my sink compared to the ones that are, you can buy for like $30 or so, because they're so cheap and it works amazing. And I'll show you guys how I use it in just a second. Here is like where I keep my dirty brushes, just to the one side. And then I've got my clean brushes here. I lay a towel down and I put them there to dry for the next day. So I'll get started and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep the camera here so you guys can see what I am doing most of the time. Sorry if it's shaky, just didn't have anyone home to help a brother out. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean my beauty blenders. These bad boys over here, they are disgusting. This one's actually not too bad, but this one though, look at that, it's actually like feral. Alright, so I'm going to grab my detergent for puff and sponge and give that a good clean. Okay, so I'm grabbing my puff and sponge cleaner and I'm just lathering that onto my beauty blender, making sure I really focus on the areas that are dirty. When I clean my sponge, as you guys can see, I'm really squeezing it together with my thumb. I'm still doing it gentle, but it's deep enough to get into the dirty product, so you're not scraping it together. And now I'm rinsing, and as you guys can see, I'm squeezing the same motion I did when I was rinsing it, like cleaning it. I'm doing that while I rinse it, and this is just to squeeze out the excess product, because if you were just to like lightly rub it, it would just stay in there, the dirty foundation. So give it a good squeeze, just make sure you're not too rough with it. And now I just repeat the steps. So as you can tell, there's a little bit on the top and bottom. I'm focusing on the bottom. And then when I start to rinse it, you guys will be able to see the water gets cleaner and cleaner as that piles up onto the bottom of my stupid sink that doesn't want to drain quick. But you guys can see there's less product coming out of it. Oh, look at that foundation. That's disgusting. Still filthy though. And then I just do it again. I do this about 3 times for each beauty blender, depending on how much foundation is in there or how much I've not cleaned it during the week. And as you guys can see, the water's pretty much clear here, so that tells you your beauty blender is clean. And that's it. I let it dry, pop it over to the side, on to the next, and yeah. So I've got some dirty brushes here. These ones are filled with powder. These are filled with creams, including the Inglot number 77 eyeliner gel, rock hard. And then I've just got some powder brushes as well. So I'll show you guys what I do. When I clean them, I like to pick up brushes that are the same size. These two I wash separately because they're quite large, but then the smaller ones, especially the powders, I wash together. So once I've cleaned my beauty blender, I'm going to go ahead and grab my pet glove. I'm going to put it in my sink, just like that. Now I pump a couple of drops of the Dettol hand wash onto the cleaner and I get to cleaning. I put the tap on a little bit, get my brush, I wet it under the tap, and then I go in and give it a good swirl where I've placed the soap. Obviously, if you had two hands available, the mitt would not be shaking around as much, but I had the camera rested on my chest, so this was quite hard. Now, as you guys can tell, I've got soap in there, but it's not foaming up, which means obviously it's dirty still. So you keep doing this until you feel like you've coated it all in soap, then you give it a rinse, do the same thing. Oh wow, good job. What an angle. Sorry guys. So this is going to be my second round. I pumped some soap on there. And I'm going to go ahead and use the bigger silicone nozzle things because it's such a large brush. And that I'm going to leave this with soap to the side. So do the same thing. Put some soap on my mitt. Wet the brush. And then I give it a good rubbing.
Now be careful with your real hair brushes, just because you don't want to damage them. You don't want to be scrubbing them like that because look what's happening. You want to, I usually do it in circular motions just to keep the hairs in line with each other.
Look how clean that is. Alright, moving on to my powders. Moving on to my creams. I'm going to go ahead and do this purple one first. This was just for paint that I used the Makeup HD palette. I'm going to wet it. Get some soap on there. And do the same thing. Look at that. That is pretty spotless. And when you find that it's starting to, the colour of the soap is starting to get lighter and lighter, that means the brush is getting cleaner and cleaner. As you can tell, this is white compared to the soap there. And I leave this to the side. I'm going to go ahead with this brush full of concealer. Oh my god, look at that, that's spotless. Okay, last but not least is the brush that I've got here. It's got Inglot black eyeliner gel, and anyone knows this thing does not come off. So I'll show you guys how I do it. You can do the same steps, it might take a little bit longer, but I'm going to use this silver cleaner here, the cleansing oil, and I'll show you guys how I do it. You take a couple of drops of this onto that. This I don't wet it just because oil and water don't really mix well, so I'm just going to keep it dry, and I like to mix it in there. Look how dark that's going, and obviously it's flicking out everywhere, so be careful. It's actually going on my wall as well. Oh shit. You make a really nice splatter painting with this, so just be careful. And basically half of it, my camera's not loading. I don't know why, but that's pretty clean. And I'm just going to take that over to this side and do the same thing. Alright, so this is where I line everything up to dry. These brushes here I have to be careful with just because they are real hair, I believe, the Zoeva brushes. I'm going to lay these guys flat, whereas these bigger ones, these will take longer to dry on their side, so I like to give them a whirl just so they fluff back up and lean them on the wall. The same with this. See how if I let that dry, that's okay, but I don't really want it to dry in that straight position, so I'm just going to swirl it around just to fluff it back up again. Now be careful when you let these sit on the side. You don't want them sitting flat. You want them sitting just straight and fluffy still. And then the rest, these are all my concealer sort of brushes, so they're fine to just leave like that. Anyway guys, so this is how I clean my brushes. I hope it's easy enough for you. I just used pretty much one main product, which is the Dettol, and the rest are like extra things that I found worked really well to get a really quick clean. Thanks guys, I will see you on the next one.